Hi guys, we're going to try something today, and this is going to be something new. This is coming from what I've discovered this summer in Premiere Pro. Something I do in my photography classes, which is create clones. So we're going to discover a new way of creating the clones, which is a much easier way than I've done in the past. So it's going to be kind of neat here in Premiere Pro since, again, guys, remember I started with Final Cut and the school is requiring us to use Premiere Pro. So we're just going to be figuring out how to do this, and I'm going to teach you how to use the opacity, which creates a mask in your timeline. So when you're editing, so it's going to be doing what is going to look like two different people in the same video. I'll show you examples in the class. You've seen examples. We've gone through the process of shooting. Remember, as long as your people do not overlap, you should be fine. And this makes this quick and easy for you to do. Again, I've done it again in Photoshop, and I was trying to figure out how to do it in Premiere Pro, and we've just discovered that, and we're going to be doing it here just to make sure that you understand it. So I've done what I've already asked you guys to do, to shoot two of yourself in the same frame on both sides. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making sure that we have aligned these up so it look like we're interacting with these. And I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing, because we're going to be using the control effects and the opacity to do this. And it's going to be quick and easy. And I'm kind of trying to explain to you most of the functions in it so that you know exactly what you're going to be doing. So as I'm working on my expert level of getting to the point where I can maneuver through this. Now, I'm moving as slow through this as you can. If you discover something new about this, remember, don't hesitate to come and clue me in on stuff that you discover as well, because I'm still discovering things here in Premiere Pro. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to have where my two subjects are in my video. And it's about right there. So what I'm going to do is go to my cutting tool. Remember, it's C. As you highlight over it, the razor is C. And if I hit my keyboard, it cuts both of these for me. And then I can go back to my selection tool, V on your keyboard, if you remember that. And I'm going to separate them. And I want both them to be together. And what I'm going to do is bring them over to what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do, and what I like to do in mine, is I like to mark my videos where they start and where they come in, and where I want them to start to line up. So what I want to do is mark them first. If you go all the way up to your Premiere Pro, and at the top where your editing tool is, we're going to look for the mark tool under marks, and we're going to be using the add a marker, which is M on your keyboard. So I'm going to look at where I first come in, and as you see, if I pull this back, I want to be aligning it up where my first one reacts to him coming in. He looks around and he starts, and nothing. Then I come back. Oh, I did a whole bunch of stuff here. I'm shocked here, so we want to be about right here is when he starts to react. So that's the point, and then I'm going to hit the M on my keyboard. Oh, I'm going to select that part here on my, let's see, hit key, and you see the little mark here. That marks where you're going to be lining him up and starting. That's where he starts to notice. So then I can bring my top, and remember, your header is going to be hiding everything that's below the things on the top. It's like that projector and showing everything on top. He reacts here, so I want to bring that over until I find that point where he comes in, which is right about here. So I'm gonna mark it just a little early. I'm on the top here, hit M on my keyboard, and you see the little mark here. And these are the two markers that I want to line up with. This is the marker on the second one. This is one on the top one. So that should be lined up. So now what I'm going to introduce you to is what we call the opacity tool. You should know that. If we're in Editor, we see Effects Control up here at the top. Click on Effects Control, and we want to go to the opacity. And opacity gives you three different things that you can line up here as you look over this to create ellipse mask, This is the point polygon mask, and this is a pin mask. And what we're going to be using is a pin mask because it gives us a little bit more flexibility. We can use either 3 of these because they kind of do the same thing, but we want to be using, I'm going to use this one, which is the free draw, and it makes it a little bit easier. So how this works is when we select one of these, anything that we draw over this, on this, is kind of like putting a sticker. So just the stuff that you select will be showing on the top layer, and everything underneath will be showing through it. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. So where that first person shows up, and I marked on my floor was the halfway mark was here. This is the part I didn't want my character to come into. So with the point tool, I make sure I click on it, and I have it selected. I want to come right in here, make my first point, come all the way down here to make my second point. And then I'm going to mask this whole area off right here and make sure that it connects. Now that connects. Now everything that I'm showing here is going to be all the stuff that's on the top layer. Everything here now is going to be seen on the bottom layer. So it kind of like, if I hide my bottom layer, it's showing everything that's on the top layer, and everything that's here is blank. And so it's like it's just cut this part off so you can see through it. I hope that makes sense to you in the way that it's done. So when I bring him in, I'm fine. So all I do is unhide that. Now I can see where my cornices. Now I'm apparently went over a little bit. Now because I have the pen tool, I can adjust where I've gone over in the shot so that I can give more space and make sure that he appears throughout the entire video. So each point I can mark. So as he comes in, you can see him talking, you can see me looking, and they're interacting. I do have sound on this, and I just don't know what my sound is. I cut the sound out. So never mind the sound. I'll explain that to you in another video of how it goes. But this is how it works. And as you can see, it looks like it's blending, it's talking the same way. So now this is how you're going to be doing. Now you can add in reaction shots in between these. These would be great. But this is a great tool to use, and it works really great in how you create these and make it look realistic. So you don't have a problem with it. And I can cut this at that point. And well, again, you can still add your close-up shots and everything. This is simple, easy, and I'm sorry it took so long, but I hope that explains it. We'll go over it again in class if need to, but this is kind of what we'll do and how this works. Have fun with it.